It's going to be just game reviews and trailers. And, YouTube channels that review too, like reviewers, people who review websites.
Alright.
So you can get all your IGN, GameSpot, GameFAQs, all the hate. Remember, does Game Informer still do reviews too, or no?
Do they
It's a
still
magazine,
exist?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they do. I think I get emails from them. I delete them, but sometimes
I would
I'll see
block them
something
if they
interesting.
I would block them if they tried to email me.
So I guess I'll go on the first for this. I believe all reviews are subjective. And I also don't believe, like, in my opinion, the people reading them should just play the game on their own before taking somebody else's opinion who they don't know
Yeah,
and attempting to buy it.
Game reviewers in general are just horrible people. Game Game Informer is like one of the prime examples of how bad game reviews can be. They'll go on
yeah,
like two to three
that's
pages just saying absolute bullshit.
yeah. Talking about the past of the game and when we first saw it, blah 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 blah, and then never really get into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, they always just talk about the graphics pretty much,
Yeah, I
and they
was
don't,
about to add that too. That's
Yeah,
where graphics is a really big focus on reviews instead of gameplay or story.
they never have the time to play all these games because it's like a few writers, and they play the game. They may not even play through the whole thing. It's just their first impression of the game, pretty much. They
Yeah, that
write
was
a
another
review.
thing that like bothered me. They don't have multiple playthroughs like they should.
Yeah, they don't
mm,
actually play the whole game in depth, so they don't have a valid opinion.
never thought about that. I guess it is true. I mean, they have like hundreds of games every year, maybe even more.
So all they can do is pretty much judge the graphics because it's just first impression.
Yeah. I mean, have you guys played this game? It's called Rengoku. It's for the PSP.
I haven't played it.
No, I haven't either.
That game, I got it when it came out, and I thought it was actually pretty fun. And I don't think I ever beat it, but then I saw the review and like it was saying how bad it was. It just goes to show that you don't need to look at the reviews necessarily. Sometimes I like seeing them just to see what other people say about it. But
Yeah, I've seen some really good games I play get like a 4 or 5, maybe even a 6 out
yeah,
of 10, and it's like no. If you're gonna say that GTA 4 is like a 10 out of 10 and
yeah,
fucking like Mass Effect is a 10 out of 10, no.
Well, there's another thing I want to add on that. Aside from them like reviews being subjective, there's also the issue of them getting paid and also like them advertising
Hmm.
that's true.
and getting money from advertisements from those companies. So they have to give them good reviews, which is another reason they shouldn't be trusted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're pretty
So
much getting paid for reviews.
the big companies will always have the best reviews, not because they put out the best games, but because they have the most money.
and they always deny that too.
Yeah, they will, but everybody knows
Yep.
they'll be bribed.
Yeah. I like going to those sites as a news source, like just to see what's up. But I don't really trust the reviews for like IGN or GameSpot or whatever. Even like I kind of like watching reviews that don't give a score.
Yeah, that was another thing I wanted to talk about. Thanks for reminding me on that. They
Hmm.
always rate graphics. Sometimes they rate story and gameplay. I mean, it depends. Sometimes they don't care.
Yeah.
Replay value.
That's another one I guess that should be considered too.
They're usually wrong about it. They said like Melee had a moderate replay value. I'm like, no, just shut
It's still being played like 10 years later.
up. Yeah, seriously. They're
People
just
are
like
still playing it.
bullshit lies, honestly.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, but Mass Effect, that has infinite replay value. It's like, have you played the game more than once? Well, no, but I still would. I haven't
I
even played
would. Yeah.
the graphics, though. I guess we could talk about the YouTubers who review games.
Oh man, that's one I really don't like. Especially the main problem I have with that is the length and the subjects they cover,
Hmm.
along with them not playing through it multiple times.
I've seen some of like the worst reviews online that are just laughable, honestly. Like they're so incredibly bad, and all these get like extreme dislikes, but the people keep making videos.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they know that people want to search for them because they want to use that information to decide on whether or not they're going to buy a game.
Hmm.
Because I know some people go to reviews to decide that, and others go to like Let's Plays and gameplays.
Yeah.
What bothers me though is nobody actually just does a fucking demo and tries the demo.
Hmm. The demos can be misleading.
Yeah, but they still contain like an actual portion of the game. Like you're not just watching it. Like you have to actually play it.
That's true.
Oh, but in terms of length, what bothers me though is like it's usually 7 to 10 minutes around there, right?
Yeah, usually.
So they can get their viewer retention, they watch the whole thing instead of having like a 2 3 hour to actually cover like a majority, if not all of it.
I just see these people who don't even use facts. They just like pretty much make up shit and say whatever they want, and they'll just put random gameplay going along with what they're talking about. And they'll talk shit for hours. They'll just say things that are lies, like things that they don't even know about. They'll be like, "Oh, this wasn't in the game and it should have been," when it is in the game. Like they'll just say whatever.
Yep.
It's really annoying. And then people will make video responses telling them how bad they are and how they should kill themselves. But that's the internet, so
Oh, and there's also the subject of trailers too, and how they're pretty much made to lie.
yeah, they usually don't show much gameplay. They're just based on graphics and just cool images, I guess.
It's
That
their
Kingdom
one.
Hearts 3 trailer is pretty good.
Oh, actually, I haven't seen it yet.
I think didn't it just show him like kind of flying around or something?
Hmm.
It didn't show anything at all. Let me see if I can find it. It's like it shows like Sora like run around and then like some enemy comes, he's about to attack it and then that's it.
So no gameplay at all.
Yeah, no, nothing, like nothing at all.
So
But
that's a
it's in,
prime
it's
example.
yeah, it's in 1080p though.
That's a prime example of what we're talking
Yeah,
about here.
But yeah,
I
usually
think that
it's
was
their
the E3 one.
oh,
No,
E3.
sorry. Yeah.
But
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
it's usually their 1 or 2 minutes to attract people to buy the game though with trailers. So they try to
Yeah,
just throw as much bullshit into it as they can.
Cool looking pictures. And, yeah.
all these crappy remakes that nobody liked.
It just bothers me though that that's what they think their target audience wants, and it's kind of true too. I mean, they want those shiny pictures. It attracts them to the game.
Yep. It's kind of like the like funny movies or movies in general where they'll show like all the good parts in the
Oh yeah.
trailer, and then
And
you
then
go
you watch the
watch it.
movie,
Yeah.
and
Like,
it's just like those were the only funny parts of the whole
yeah.
entire movie. It's like I sat through 3 hours of shit, and
hmm
the only parts I've already heard on the commercial like 5 times, or the yeah.
And everybody starts laughing because everybody's seen it already during those
Mm.
parts.
People are pretty much quoting it at that point.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same thing with game trailers. They can be very misleading.
And they're made just for that too. You can just buy the game.
So that's why you should be worried if they don't show gameplay. That should
Yeah.
encourage you not to buy it, because if it was a good enough game on gameplay, then they would just show it.
That's what I say sometimes to people who just say the only worth in the game is its cutscenes.
Hmm.
Because I still feel like the game should be worth more than just cutscenes for a lot of stuff too.
Some people do think that way. Some people just don't enjoy games at all. I guess they've just never played a good one. They'd rather just watch a movie with a
Yeah.
controller in their hand.
There
Going
is a
through the
Mass Effect
motions.
option just for that, if I'm right.
Just watch a movie with the controller in your hand.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like you can actually play the game. There was like another option in between. I forgot what it was. It was like a mix, and then there was just like cinematic, like movie, like I think with very minimal gameplay. You're just choosing the options
Hmm.
instead of actually playing.
I'm sure that appeals to some people,
I've never actually played through that mode. Maybe I could use that for this.
possibly.
There's some games like that, I think, like Miss. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that one or played it.
No.
No, I haven't
It's
heard of it either.
it's pretty much like one of those games where you just pick, well, not necessarily a point and click. Well, I guess it is a point and click, but you can actually like move around, I think, or maybe I don't know.
But generally, if there's a game in a series where they don't have quite as good of graphics as another game in the same series, then it gets bad reviews just for that. Like even if the gameplay is the same or better,
Yeah,
because I see
name
that all the
brand
time.
also. Yeah, I was just gonna say name brand also helps a lot with that too.
I mean, one of the things that bothers me about reviews is that they don't have to be that way.
They could actually have people who've played the game thoroughly
I mean,
review
they
the
could
game.
be like legitimately informative and helpful, but they're not.
Yeah, that's true. They don't tell you what you need to know, what you should know. They're just like, buy this game because I'm getting paid to say this.
So you guys have anything else on websites, reviews, reviewers, trailers?
Hmm. I really don't like Game Informer. That is all. That's like my number one experience with reviewers, and I got their magazines for a while because GameStop tricked me into it, and it was a big waste
I,
of paper. I would like throw those shit away like when that came in the mail. It'd go directly in the trash.
I used to actually get those too, and for me, because I didn't use internet as much back then,
Hmm.
it was like one of my sources of actually realizing what games were coming out.
Same here.
But that was pretty much it.
I would actually read their reviews sometimes. They were really bad, and a lot of them made me angry.
Hey, I like this game.
Just when I saw that, GTA 4 being Game of the Year, I'm like, no,
Alright.
that is not the best game that came out in the fucking year. Shit is bad. There is no depth to that game. How can that be the best game of the entire year? That is just wrong.
What year was that? 2008?
Something like that.
Didn't Brawl
Maybe,
come out that same year?
yeah, it did.
What else came out that year?
I think there was a Call of Duty game, maybe.
Oh yeah, Call of Duty game.
I don't know, there's some other stuff. I just felt like that was very unjust.
Yeah.